Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. As y'all know, I said in my introductory video that I was adopted. Well, now the most anticipated moment that I have been waiting for. My mom is here with me today and she's going to tell my adoption story. Now, in the adoption community, there's several terms that they use that I love so much. One is born in their hearts, one is forever family, and one is forever mom and forever dad. So now let me introduce to you my forever mother to tell you my story, Lisa Estep.
Well, hey, my name is Lisa Estep, and I'm Whitney Estep's mom, and I want to tell you about her adoption. Back several years ago, me and my husband decided that we wanted another baby. We had a 10-year-old boy, and he was a lovely child. We loved him a lot, but we wanted something to make our life complete, so we decided instead of me trying to have another baby, because I'd had a lot of medical issues during the pregnancy, that we would adopt. We decided that we would look for a baby and adopt that baby, and hopefully she'd be a girl. So we sell manufactured housing, and we had a nurse come to our office to buy a home, and we asked her where she worked, and she told us, and we said, well, if anybody ever comes to the OBGYN that you work for and can't take their baby home, do you think you could give us a call? Or could you give them our card and let them give us a call? And she said, sure. So she went back to work and posted our card on her bulletin board at her medical office. So in about, I'd say 30 weeks later, we got a call from a mom. She called our work number that was on that card. My husband answered the phone, and she said, I've just had a baby. Would you all be interested in adopting it? And he said, yes, we would, but my wife's not here right now. Could you call back a little later? So when I came in to work a few minutes later, he informed me of what had happened. And that was the day we almost got a divorce, because he got no phone number, no name, he got no information. So I had to wait, and waiting was not my forte. So I went to the post office, and I was praying on the way back, Lord, if you want us to have that baby, could you have someone give us a call? And when I went back to work and I went in the office and sat down, the phone rang, and it was the baby's grandmother. And she said, my daughter has had a baby, and she's in the NICU at Johnson City Medical Center. And if you'd like to adopt her, my daughter would like to speak with you this Saturday. And we said, okay, and we made an appointment, and we traveled to an adjacent town, and we sat down with them and we talked. She said that she was not able to afford a baby at this time. She had some family problems that she was going through, and she asked me a lot of questions about my family, and she asked about the makeup of my family, that we had 11-year-old, 10-year-old son at the time, and she asked me a lot of things. Well, I asked her just as many. I asked her family history and medical history, anything that I thought I might use at a future date if this went through. So she said, at the end of the meeting, she said, I think you'll make a good mother for my baby. So immediately we contacted our attorney, and he drew up papers and got us temporary custody of the baby, so we were able to go see her. Now, we haven't seen her at this point in time. So we traveled to Johnson City with our papers in hand, and the hospital graciously lets us go into where she's at in the NICU. And she was so tiny. She had a tube in the top of her head. She had one in her nose, and I believe she had something in her belly button too, some sort of a tube. So we first saw her, we were a little bit afraid because she was so tiny. Her wrist was so small she could wear my husband's wedding ring for a bracelet. Her toes looked like rice. They were so teeny tiny. And my husband said, well, Lisa, I don't want to get attached to her because I can't see how she could possibly live being this little. And so every other day we would go over and see her, and we'd check on her weight the day in between. And some days she would be up an ounce or two, and some days she'd be down 3. But after 35 days, us visiting her every other day and holding her, we did hold her then, and